everyone. So for today's video, we will be learning on the journal entry for the service rendered in cash. So the transaction for this transaction is a transaction for January 14, 2020. The problem is perform consulting services for 10,500 in cash. So in this problem, the consulting services is the service or the revenue. So this is the revenue. So when you perform a consulting services or when you perform a service to your customer, your revenue, this is the revenue, will increase. Okay. And then, when the revenue increases, there is also an increase in cash. Why? Because your customer had paid in cash. So, there is a 10,500 cash na nailagay sa iyong company. So, the cash is also increasing. Okay. So, in any of the transactions, there are some transactions that the other account title is increasing and the other is decreasing. But in the same transaction, there are also times that there is, in a transaction, both of the account titles are all increasing or both of the account titles are all decreasing. So for this transaction, we will use your accounting equation. Assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. In this problem, we will use the expanded accounting equation, which is, it contains the revenue and the expense. So for this problem, we are to use the revenue. The revenue which is directly related to your equity, your owner's equity. And then the cash, which is an account title for the asset. So we will go back to your normal balances. So for the normal balances, when the cash is increasing, you will put it on the debit side. When the owner's equity revenue, so it is the owner's equity and the revenue, when it is increasing, it is on the credit side. So as you can see, both of the accounts are increasing, but they are not on the same side. Diba? They are not on the same side. They are not both on debit. They are not both on credit. The cash is on the debit and the revenue is on the credit. So, na-acquire ragyapon nato ang balance sa inyong accounting equation, which is, diba, the asset is the debit side and this liabilities and owner's equity is on the credit side. So, na-achieve lang gyapon nato ang balance nga transaction on your accounting equation. So now, we will be learning on how you will put it on your general journal. This is how you will enter the transaction on your general journal. So, as always, you will write only the day. So, the day is January 14 is the transaction. So, this is the transaction. So, it's a revenue, diba? The revenue and the cash. The revenue and the asset. So, in this transaction, you will use, for the revenue, you will use the consulting revenue. Diba? What is being said in the problem is the consulting services. So, for you to be able to know if naka-trial balance na din siya, diretso ninyo makita sa inyong revenue is sumpayan gid ninyo ang type of services offered by the company with the word revenue. So, consulting services revenue or diretso consulting revenue. So, for this transaction, the debit side would be the cash. So, the cash is increasing, and when a cash is increasing, it is an asset. It is put on the debit side. So, you will put the asset on the debit side. I mean the cash. So, you will write the cash. So, as you can see, when you are writing it properly, it is kinda very good to see the alignment of each of the accounts you are writing, as well as the explanation. So, tsada gid sa tanawon, no, kung tsada pagkasuwat ang inyuhang transaction in your journal. Para pod, if you are a bookkeeper, if you are an accountant, when the owner of the company would likely to read your journal entry, so dali ra sa ilaha ang pagbasa. Then dili libog tan-awon kay sakto inyo pagkasulat. Okay, next account that you will be using, as I've said, when a revenue is increasing, it is put on the credit side. And the account that you will be using for the revenue is the consulting revenue. It is because the company is providing consulting services to its customer. Now, you will write your explanation. For the explanation, as I've said many times, is makita ra ninyo sa problem ang explanation. So, the explanation would be to record the consulting services rendered in cash. Okay, you will always put in cash. The same with this problem, you are writing in cash, and with this problem, you are writing also in cash, because nagiuban nga in credit. So, specify gid nimo if this transaction is in cash or in credit. Okay, for the amounts, directly you will see in the problem the amount. It's 10,500. So, for the credit side, linya ni cash, you will write the 10,500. And then, for the debit side, the consulting revenue, you will write it on the credit side, 10,500. So, this is your journal entry for the services rendered in cash. So, I hope you learned something on today's video. I hope it helped you a lot. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Goodbye.